Ladies and gents, welcome back. It seems Chinese interference is something that we're hearing about in pretty much all aspects of Canadian life these days. Of course, the government wants you to believe that none of that is ever happening and it's not created any sort of undue influence in our country. If you've been living under a rock for the past few months, you would have missed the story where a whistleblower from our security and intel agency, CSIS, came forward to the Globe and Mail, and they had accusations of interference in the past two elections, back both in 2019 and in 2021. Also, the Trudeau Foundation having taken large donations directly from the Chinese Communist Party. Now, they had a special rapporteur handpicked by Justin Trudeau step in and do a informal investigation, one of those we've investigated ourselves and found no wrongdoing type investigations. Of course, the mounting pressure has had that David Johnson, the special rapporteur, step down because it turns out he was, in fact, a family friend of the Trudeaus and a member of the Trudeau Foundation. Now, we're going to see where that goes. But now we have new news about a bank that was also operating in Canada and has had undue Chinese influence from the Communist Chinese Party. Now, this story breaks from National Post here. Canada suspends work with Asian Infrastructure Bank amid allegations of Chinese Communist Party control. Well, okay, all right. High-ranking Canadian executive left the organization saying it has one of the most toxic cultures imaginable. Now, in this article, Canada is suspending involvement with the Asia Infrastructure Investment Bank after a high-ranking executive officer left the organization saying it is a toxic culture and is being controlled by China's communist dictatorship. The bank was launched in 2016, just right after Trudeau came to power, with Canada joining in 2018 and contributing just under $1 billion US of our taxpayer dollars. According to the bank's website, and at today's rate exchange, this would actually be worth $1.35 billion, and that's roughly because of all the inflation in the past 5 years. That's incredible how much inflation there has been in the past 5 years. The bank is meant to invest in large infrastructure projects. Bob Pickard, who was the bank's Director General of Communications, announced on Twitter Monday that he was tendering his resignation. Sorry about that. And here's the tweet here. Bob Pickard, he took to Twitter saying, "I have tendered my resignation as the Global Comms Chief of the Asia Infrastructure Investment Bank. As a patriotic Canadian, this was my only course. The bank is dominated by Communist Party members and also has one of the most toxic cultures imaginable. I don't believe my country's interests are served by its AIIB membership." Now, he went on to say it appears that his account has been attacked by many people laying allegations at him, calling him things, although an imperialist, which is strange language for the West. It sounds very much like propagandist from China saying this, and also accusing him of being a CIA agent. All of these things, of course. This hour's CCP theme. Now I'm a government plant. Gee, I wonder why the CCP smear accounts are boosting AIIB. It's not a coincidence, fully orchestrated. Now, Canada has been investing so much money into this bank, and it seems to be a conflict of interest for Canada to be investing in something that's so heavily controlled by the Chinese Communist Party. Now, this bank itself, for all fairness, on their website, has written an article saying the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank welcomes Canadian review and initiates internal review to ensure transparency. I mean, how much faith are people going to think about your internal review when the allegations are that you're controlled by the Chinese Communist Party? But hey, have your internal review. The Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank welcomes the review announced by Canadian Deputy Prime Minister. Whoa! and the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank itself. Ms. Chrystia Freeland into the into the baseless allegations made by Mr. Bob Pickard, AIIB, former Director General of Communications, following the announcement of his resignation yesterday. Now, it's interesting that they're having Deputy Prime Minister herself conduct this review, as it's been pointed out by Andy Lee, great reporter online, on Twitter, pointed out that yes, Miss Chrystia Freeland is actually a governor of the board. She's a member of the bank. Of course, this would be the case. Of course, many conflicts of interest when it comes to Miss Chrystia Freeland, as she is the Deputy Prime Minister of Canada. She's also the finance minister in Canada, responsible for, well, the finances of Canada, as they have sunk our nation into the largest debt and deficits that we've ever seen in our nation's history. Also a board member and a chairperson of the World Economic Forum. She's on the board of trustees over there. Lots of conflicts of interest going on there. Now, CBC News also writing about this. Canada halting all government-led activity with China-led Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank. Well, here it is in the article. Canada is freezing ties. Awesome use of the words Chrystia Freeland and freezing and bank accounts all in the same sentence. A year and a half after she used these tactics to freeze people's bank accounts for daring to step out of line and protest against her government's implementation of mandates when it came to the COVID-19 vaccine mandates. Nonetheless, Canada is freezing ties with China-led Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, while it probes allegations. It is dominated by the Chinese Communist Party, Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland said on Wednesday, while she sits on the membership list of their website. Freeland said she did not rule out any outcome of the investigation, a clear hint that Ottawa could pull out of the bank it officially joined in March of 2018. And again, this is a bank that, well, we have invested so much of our tax dollars in Canada, and, well, again, we are going to get nothing out of this. It's another wasted investment that is going into the coffers of the Chinese Communist Party. This is another investment into, well, undue influence throughout our country. And obviously, if you check the website, you'll see that there is a list of other countries that are also associated with this investment bank. But halting all trade with this bank for the immediate foreseeable future seems to be a good idea. It seems to be only something that was brought up because of the allegations put forward here. I don't think Chrystia Freeland would have done this unilaterally, given her position of knowing what's going on within the bank, being a member of it. Anyway, I'll leave this one with you guys this morning with all of these allegations of Chinese interference. Where do you stand on this? Is this just par for the course? Are we just going to continue to find more of this? Is this something that will, in your opinion, be seen and actually adjudicated properly? Well, I'll leave that question with you guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Keep on trucking.